Hello and welcome to Rust Step Garage. Recently, cousin Paul and I bought this 2002 Chevrolet Silverado, regular cab, short bed, two-wheel drive in Mesa, Arizona. Shortly after we bought the truck, we took our rental car back to the airport and we jumped in this little truck and drove it home 1,309 miles. And it worked perfectly all the way. I'm going to show you around this truck. It's got a 4.3 liter V6 and 4L60E transmission, air conditioning, cruise control that work good, power door locks, but it does not have power windows. When we got the truck home, we removed the tires that it came with and the wheels. I had this set of 20-inch honeycomb wheels and tires and installed these on there. I think they look pretty good on the truck. I remember the tire size on them. They are a 275 55 R20 that came off of probably like a Tahoe or something like that. But they fit the truck fairly well for a truck that is not lowered. If it was lowered, I would definitely go with a shorter tire on it. As you can see here, the 4.3 liter V6 in it is pretty clean. We averaged about 20 miles per gallon coming home. A little less when we went fast, a little bit better as we went slower. So around 65 miles an hour, it did its best. At 80 and 85, the mileage went down. But overall, really good. The AC works on the truck, heater works, cruise control, all that stuff. So pretty good little truck. Tinted windows, I think the seller had done that recently. I'm not a huge fan of tinted windows, but I'm gonna leave it like that. It looks pretty good. So the truck has 162,000 miles on it, and for 162,000 miles, I believe this to be the original seat. It's pretty doggone good shape. These later model trucks, this being an OBS, the old body style truck, the materials they used is pretty good. Old C10s, and I like those trucks, but this is a little more comfortable than driving the old trucks for a long distance. 1,309 miles, we drove straight through. We left Mesa, Arizona, and didn't stop basically except for fuel. Went right through Vegas, on out of Vegas to Kingman, Arizona, Beatty and Goldfield, on our way to Reno. Got to Reno about 3 o'clock in the morning, just kept on cruising. But you can see the left front fender has a dent in it, and so I wanted to do something about that. So we have a dent here in the fender here, and black is very hard to photograph, but I'll try to take some pictures of it and put in there to show you this dent. It's a pretty severe dent that it just catches your eye when you walk up to this truck. It's the first thing you see. So we're going to see what we can do to fix that. Paint and stit repair, let's call it. Even though we are no experts at doing this. You know, how am I going to access this? Well, I'm going to remove the headlight. The headlight on this 2002 GMC, Chevrolet, excuse me, they come out very easy. There's these two pins that pop out like so. And you can take the headlight assembly out. Okay? And you say, well, what are you going to use to pop that dent out? Broom handle. Okay, see the broom handle on the end here, it's nice and rounded, has no sharp edges to it, and we can reach back in there and get that dent and hopefully pop it out. So let's give it a try here. There is a hole in the fender here that will allow me to get back in there. Hopefully I can see. There we go. Man, that was easy. Wow. So now we'll take and work that just a little bit. Popped right out there. I'm pretty amazed at that. You'll see here that it didn't all come out. So we're going to try to work that edge there a little bit there and see if we can't make that a little bit better. But I'm very, very happy with the way that popped out. Very surprised, quite honestly. Won't be quite so obvious, the dent in there. And we can work this, I think I can work this dent out to where it'll look pretty good. So I'm going to continue on with the broom down a little lower here. Yeah, it's coming out, but slowly. Well, black is not the easiest color to work with, but we got the dent out. Looks pretty doggone good. For the condition of the rest of the truck, I'd say this is satisfactory, and we're going to call it good. Well, what he didn't show you is before I tried the broom handle trick there, I had bought this paintless dent repair kit from Hobo Freight, Maddox brand, which seemed to be a pretty nice kit where you glue on these little cups and pull the dent out. Well, it didn't work for me. The glue did not hold. Maybe it was too cold. I don't know. I had it about 60 degrees in the shop, though. But anyways, I ended up taking it back to Harbor Freight. Well, it snowed last night. I backed the truck outside the shop and parked it outside, and it looked so nice. I was going into town, and I thought, man, I'm going to drive this little truck. Well, that probably wasn't the smartest choice, because two-wheel drive, no positive traction, was an Arizona truck, and I live on a hill. As you can see here, going down that hill in the snow, doesn't seem that slick right now, but coming back up, well, that was another story. The road had been plowed, but not very heavily. It was a challenge, but I did make it home. We picked up a 2002 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 regular cab, short bed, two-wheel drive, known as the NBS Silverado, new body style. Say, what is a new body style? Well, the OBS were the 88 to 98. The 99 to 07 or 06 trucks were the NBS trucks. And then the 07 to 13, I believe it was the NBS, called the new body style. So a little update on the 1967 Chevrolet C10 motorhome to short bed conversion truck. This started out as a motorhome, as you can see here, and I've taken the cab and the front end, etc., and put it on a short bed frame. Had to pull it all apart and fix the rusted areas, replace the core support and those sort of things. Put a 5.3 LS style engine in it with a 4L60E transmission. Mounted the body on the frame here. I mounted the fuel tank in the rear between the frame rails below the bed. And in here, I'm filling in the cab hole there for the fuel tank that used to be behind the rear of the seat. I took and cut out a piece of metal here, as you can see, and shaped a little bit of a crown into it to match the contour of the cab, and then the tack welded in around the edges here, all the way around, and until I had it tacked in all the way, and then hammered it flat in the areas that I could and shaped the best I could. The cab is pretty strong in these areas with the curves and whatnot, so warping is really not a huge issue. You can put quite a bit of heat to it without it warping. So you can see here I did sand down the welds, ground down the welds there with a flap disc, and cleaned it up to where it looked pretty nice there, and was able to put a couple coats of primer on it and got a little paint on it. When this truck was a motorhome, the previous owner had mounted a whip type antenna, CB antenna, on the left front fender here, as you can see. So there was some 4 1/4-inch holes that were drilled in the fender, and I welded those shut here and grind them down flat and paint that back there. You can see I'm kind of careful there to keep the area cool there so it doesn't warp, because a flat area like this will warp if you get too much heat in it too fast. So tack it a few times here and then pull it down to keep it flat there. And it did stay pretty flat and looks pretty good. Well, I do have the truck up and running and driving, and I'll do an update video and show you the steps there of getting the LS engine wired up and the 4L60E transmission wired up a little later here. But seems to be working pretty good. I haven't driven it much. I'm waiting on some taillights and a few other things. When those come in, then I'll finish the truck up there. But hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you would, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time at Rust Deck Garage.